Put your phones on silent or switched off mode.
Good to see you.
Request all to please be seated. A very good afternoon to one and all present. Eminent chief guest, distinguished guests from the industry, officers of the institution, fellow faculty and students. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this special conferment ceremony. We are gathered here today to confer the honorary professorship with the title Professor of Practice, one of the highest honors that an institution can bestow. The awarding of the honorary professorship. This honorary professorship carries significant symbolic connotations in the academic world. It actually celebrates meritorious accomplishments and contributions, not just in the academic arena, but the broader area of benefit to society. For the students, examples of Professor Stephen Hawking, Dr. Jane Goodall, Oprah Winfrey, among many others, highlight how this honorary professorship actually honors the contributions of these individuals, not just in the academic field, but also for societal progress. This prestigious honor is conferred upon those whose achievements provide, by example, inspiration and guidance in leadership to one and all. It is a mark of excellence and requires persons of the highest caliber and contribution, influence, and impact. It serves as a powerful tool for recognizing those who've gone above and beyond in their professional endeavors and also contributed significantly for the betterment of mankind. And today, this distinguished status is being conferred upon a truly exceptional gentleman who is an extraordinary confluence of leadership, humanism, erudition, and business acumen. Mr. Tapan Singhel, ladies and gentlemen. BIMTECH has had a long-standing association with Mr. Singhel, and we view this association in the highest regard. By conferral of this professorship, we are acknowledging his contribution, which is tremendous to BIMTECH, and we are setting benchmarks for what can be accomplished in future, motivating faculty, students, and the world at large. To begin the proceeding, may I invite Dr. Prabina Rajeev, Director BIMTECH, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Professor Meera. Our distinguished guest, Mr. Tapan Singhel, Pankaj Priya, Professor Pankaj Priya, Deputy Director of BIMTECH, Professor Sukla, A.B. Sukla, Registrar and Professor of BIMTECH, Professor Pratik Priyadarshi, Chairperson of Postgraduate Diploma Program in Insurance Management, and Professor Meera, distinguished guests from the industry, my faculty colleagues, and students. Today is absolutely an unbelievable day. In this room, we have held many events, but not like today. I have the pleasure and honor to share something about Dr. Tapan Singhel, which is probably not known to many of you. He is in addition to being the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company since April 2012. 12 years at the helm of one of the finest company in India. And while talking to him just now, he also mentioned that not only he holds this incredible prestigious position, he is also associated with 11 other executive roles. I don't know, Mr. Singhel, how do you get time? I get a little flustered many times even holding a single responsibility. So I think this is a leader which is par excellence in terms of his management capability, that a person who is holding 12 senior leadership position and still has a time to contribute to the academia. It's an incredible honor for us to invite you to the BIMTECH family as honorary and distinguished professor of practice. And many of the younger students are sitting here. Today I'm taking an opportunity to share something about Mr. Tapan Singhel, which I have collected from the internet. I'm profoundly impressed by one article, Harvard Business Review article, which is written by Mr. Tapan Singhel himself, and the article title is "The One Skill That Helped Me Grow in My Career." In fact, he has shared some experience in this article which will probably resonate with all of you and which resonates with each of us also. One semester, he did not do well in few subjects, which all of us we experience in our life. Unless somebody who is a 10-pointer CGPA always, but I don't know whether any one of you have been the 10-pointer always. At least I have never been 10-pointer in my life. So in one semester, he did not do well in few subjects. Instead of blaming others or criticizing the circumstances, that my teacher was terrible. Second line onwards, they will be relating to this sentence nicely. So instead of blaming that my teacher was terrible, or becoming defensive or self-deprecating that I am just not cut out to do this kind of a work, he sat down, wrote in a piece of paper 3 lines. And I'm just reading out those 3 lines. I did not study enough during the semester. I did not prioritize my studies over my social life. I did not make an effort to understand the subject that challenged me. And with those 3 lines, there has never been a looking back for him. And we are seeing him, he has a Wikipedia page. And hundreds of achievements, hundreds of accolades, and he has never looked back. And another very interesting thing also I would like to share with the students, that he holds MSc degree in physics with a specialization in laser spectroscopy from Banaras Hindu University. So please see the career trajectory of the person who studied one of the most difficult subject, physics, and most advanced science subject, but he marked he is a trendsetter in the whole insurance industry. He is one of the finest thought leader, having strategic vision and a towering figure in the Indian insurance industry. All over the world, professor of practice bring tremendous of value proposition to the business schools. They help in bridging and connecting business schools to industry, facilitate collaborative research projects, help in consultancy work, and basically give a direction to the faculty and the students. We are hoping that by accepting this position, BIMTECH and the students of BIMTECH as well as faculty of BIMTECH is going to be beneficial. It is going to be one of the finest and most fulfilling experience for all of us. And we are hoping that in coming years, we will have the benefit of his presence here. He will be coming and spending some time with us and making a difference to each of our life. So Mr. Singhel, once again, on behalf of all faculty members and students, I sincerely thank you for accepting our offer and bestowing us with this privilege to become an honorary and distinguished professor of practice. I'm immensely grateful to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Truly, it is an honor for us that sir has accepted this status and not the other way around. We salute your spirit, sir, and thank you so much. Moving on, I would like to invite Deputy Director, BIMTECH, Dr. Pankaj Priya, for an introduction to our institution. Sir.
Respected sir, faculty and students, in continuation with what our director said, here my job is to introduce you to what our institute. We were set up in 1988 by Birla Group of companies, Shri B.K. Birla and Srimati Sarla Birla. Shri B.K. Birla is a doyen of the Indian business in India. So we run 4 programs plus 1 EFPM and FPM program, fellow program. All our 4 programs are recognized by National Board of Accreditation as well as NAC. At the same time, recently we got an AACSB certification, which is one of the known certifications worldwide, and very few institutes in India have this certification. We have at this point of time around 65 plus faculty and around 1,000 plus students, including students from a majority of them from Zimbabwe, and then Syria and Kenya and Nepal and Bangladesh. At the same time, we also send our students abroad for a foreign exchange program, so they spend a trimester over there. They basically go to institutes in France, Poland, Austria. Apart from that, since the new director joined, we have started a new program of ensuring international experiential learning for our students. And recently we sent a few of our students to Singapore Management University and followed by National University of Singapore. We are looking for more university to tie up with so that our students get more international exposure. At the same time, we are trying our best to invite people of repute from industry, sir, just like we have invited. And we are looking for those industry people. For example, from recently we had Mr. John Kileli, who is a chief data scientist from Kroger, which is one of the known retailers all over the world. And we are also getting in touch with some foreign faculty of Indian origin, because they are more amenable to come over to India, so to interact with our students. At this point of time, we have been rated as one of the top few B schools who have an international exposure. And at the same time, we are trying to take this way forward, what we have achieved in the last 36 years, by focusing more on two areas basically. That is how AI can be incorporated in business, how we can use more of analytical tools in improving our decision-making system. Apart from that, we are also trying to give more real-life exposure to our students by ensuring that they spend some time with industry people. So apart from the summer internship program that is mandatory for all, we look for ways where our students at least go and interact with people in industry outside the campus, apart from inviting people from industry in our campus. So both ways we are trying to ensure that they have a feel of how business works, so that they are job ready from day one. So that is our effort, and in that direction we are trying to enhance their skills on many directions. Now post-COVID, because there has been a lot of focus on online education, so taking advantage of online education, for every trimester we have ensured that students go for a certification which is internationally recognized, either by Microsoft or Power Management Institute or Meta, like that. Similarly, we have just approached Salesforce, who have a tie-up with NASSCOM. So we are going for another round of certification for some of our students in those areas. So similarly, we have started exploring what all extra certifications can ensure or enhance the skill of our students. But yes, whatever we say in the class, sir, or whatever certification happens, there is no replacement for when an industry expert like you come and interact with them, because your word carries a different meaning altogether in a different way. So with that expectation, I again invite you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pankaj sir. Tapan sir has always been a benefactor, a mentor to all our students, specifically to the Insurance Business Management Program students. So to tell all the guests present here about the Insurance Business Program, Insurance Business Management Program, the IBM program, may I now invite Dr. Prateek Priyadarshi to please address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues, and my students, boys and girls, how does it feel to be here? You see, there are two specific points that I would like to communicate to you through our chief guest today. First and foremost is that IBM, the insurance business management program that we have, is a 2 years duration course. And we started off in 2000 when the private sector came into being for the insurance sector. Now, please remember that 2000 was a watershed year for all of us in the insurance sector, because the private sector made an entry, and it was a direct challenge to the government-owned insurance companies at that time. Most of us were in the government sector at that time, and due to various reasons, circumstances, opportunities, we shifted out to the private sector. Having said that, at BIMTECH, when we teach this course, and we started off as a 1 year course in 2000, because the 2 years actual course started in 2004-05. We have been using the cutting edge technology. We have been talking about business analytics, insurance analytics. We have talked about InsurTech, the use of machine learning, AI. The latest informations about the requirements of the industry comes to us from people like Mr. Tapan Singhel, the business captains, the leaders, industry captains who are there, who interact with us in our industry academia meet. The fact remains that Mr. Singhel has been a guide, mentor, philosopher for most of the IBM students. They have also been recruiters for our student. Some of our alumni are enjoying eminent roles under his leadership at the corporate office as also elsewhere. The course that we have for the insurance business management, like I said, spread over 2 years, and we ensure that at least 45 to 60 days is the time spent by these students to go on a summer internship. It's a win-win situation for the organization that takes our student, as also the institution that we are here in. Because during that 6 to 8 weeks, the institution, the organization gets to know the caliber of the students, whether they are good enough or not. If they are good enough, then the students normally get a PPO. They are provisionally selected for recruitment. And if they are not, they come back, ensure that the shortcomings are taken care of, because when the final interview happens, they still have that option there. The important point that we have is that we, for the last 7 years, have had 100% placements without a single default. Now, that is something which we take pride in saying that, and we personally believe that we are the flagship program for BIMTECH as such. For people not very familiar with BIMTECH, let me assure you that after the 2 years that our students have a grueling journey here, when they hit the ground running, they are ready to take up the challenges of the industry. I invite you to take this opportunity and have an interaction with them, so that as and when you need them, they'll be there to help you out. Thank you very much. And let me just mention this fact that having someone like Mr. Tapan Singhel is like a cherry on the ice cream for us. Believe me, we are going to use your name as and when we feel it necessary to promote the IBM program in BIMTECH. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prateek, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will be conferring the honorary title of Professor of Practice upon a revered name in the industry, a visionary, transformative business leader, a celebrated voice in the BFSI sector, a core humanist, and an iconic personality in the insurance industry. Mr. Tapan Singhel is the Managing Director and CEO of one of India's leading insurance firms, Bajaj Allianz General Insurance. And it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce him. So instead of reading his bio profile, which is very lengthy, and I assure you, you don't want me to go through all of that because it'll go on and on, we'd like to play a video for all of you. Could we have the AV for Mr. Singhel's profile, please?
tapasvi from the corporate world, a movement by himself. He empowers millions with security, resilience, and innovation. He ranks as one of the most followed figures in the Indian business community, as well as on social media. An acclaimed visionary and the force behind Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, the powerhouse that is redefining the future of insurance globally. He has driven the company to emerge as one of the largest and most profitable private insurers, with an aggressive growth mindset and customer centricity. He pioneered digital transformation within the company, while expanding its reach across far-flung corners of India. And as a thought leader, he has been changing the landscape of Indian insurance industry, innovative product offerings and strategies. He continues to create headlines for not just the insurance industry, but as a leading voice to catch the pulse of the dynamic Indian economy. The various awards and recognitions conferred upon him are a true testimony of his contributions. He is the first private insurance company MD and CEO to become the chairperson of General Insurance Council of India. And some of the most critical tasks at the industry and government levels have been bestowed upon him. Amongst multiple other responsibilities that he handles at the same time, he is rapidly shaping the vision of Har Ghar Insurance to reach the benefit and empowerment till the last mile of the society. He always believes and acts upon putting people first. Someone who is of the people, for the people, and by the people. Ladies and gentlemen, amongst us today is the person who is fondly called the Insurance Man of India, the OG, the one and only Mr. Tapan Singhel.
I'd like to add here that Mr. Singhel has graced many of our institutional events and imparted lessons, learnings, and wisdom to our students. I'd like to share here an incident from 2 years back. So Club INMOS had approached him for a podcast and talk series. And Sir graciously accepted the request of our students and initiated what was called Leadership Lessons with Mr. Singhel. So this series, which entailed podcasts, lectures, and his talks, actually ran successfully for 8 weeks. And it witnessed participation from 600 plus from all over the world. Could we please have a round of applause for Mr. Singhel? Thank you so much, sir, for always sparing your valuable time. In acknowledgement of his superlative leadership, pioneering contributions and expertise in the insurance industry, and dedication to knowledge sharing and mentorship, BIMTECH confers the Honorary Professor of Practice status upon Mr. Tapan Singhel. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please come forward for the conferment. Yes, yes. May I request one and all present to please stand as we confer the professorship on Mr. Tapan Singhel. Thank you, sir, and all the dignitaries. We honor the significant contributions made by Mr. Tapan Singhel, now Professor of Practice, to the community, society, culture, and scholarship. May I now request Mr. Tapan Singhel to address the gathering. Sir, could we please have you here? Let's welcome sir with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Meera. Thank you, Madam Director. Thank you, the Deputy Director. Thank you, professors. And thank you to each one of you. It's such an honor to be here. Truly humbled and honored to receive this. And I would like to thank my friends from college school who've seen the part. I did not know that, Professor, you researched so much, right? Reading my article in Harvard Business Review, figuring out what I wrote there too. At the time when I didn't do so well in academics, no, she had it all. So that makes me a bit worried. When you come to our institute, they really research you, completely, I think. But thank you, it's very touching. But I'm known to be somebody who instigates a lot of thoughts, and challenges people. But let me give you the good news first, and then we come to the difficult part of the conversation, and then we obviously come to some question and answers, hopefully, and that is the fun part of it. The good news is that if I look at BIMTECH and the people whom we recruit from BIMTECH, they've all done very well. I'm proud of the institute and proud of each one of the people whom we recruited from BIMTECH, not only in our company, but in the industry also. And now we have BIMTECH alumni becoming CEOs. Are you aware of it? Yeah? They're already reaching and becoming CEOs now. So that means the institute is doing something good to each one of you, and 100% placement, getting a job. How many institutes can say that? And so all of you are studying insurance. I'm very sure you have a very bright future. That is the good part. Now let's come to the difficult part. Why do we require professors? They just gave me professor of practice, and why do you require professors today? Why do you require institute today? So let's do an experiment, and I do not know if it works or not, and that comes from my science background. So what I'll do is I'll open ChatGPT on my phone, and any one of you can do that, right? So this is on, right? And I'll switch on the voice mode, the communication. I don't know how many of you have tried that. You can actually talk to the AI, and it does well. Yeah, so let me try and talk to the AI, and let's see what happens. Good, bad, I'm not responsible. Let's see. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good. So I'm here in one of the prestigious institute in India. It's called BIMTECH, and they expect me to speak about something. I'm the MD of an insurance company, a leading insurance company in India, and I have students before me, I have faculty before me, I have directors before me. They expect me to speak about insurance, about business management, and they want to speak, about my, picking up what the industry future looks like. And I have real good brains here, very brilliant people. Can you just give the speech for me? I'm not feeling like it.
Let's get you prepped and ready. Here's a speech outline to consider.
No, not outline, just give the speech for me.
Absolutely, let's dive right in. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here at BIMTECH, speaking to such a distinguished audience. As the MD of a leading insurance company in India, I've witnessed firsthand the rapid evolution of our industry. Today, I'd like to share some insights on insurance, business management, and the future of our industry. Insurance is more than just a financial product. It's a promise of security and a cornerstone of economic stability. With the integration of technology, we're seeing a transformation in how we approach risk assessment, customer engagement, and claim processing. Big data, AI, and blockchain are not just buzzwords. They're tools reshaping our services for greater efficiency and transparency. Business management in today's world requires a dynamic approach. Leadership is no longer about top-down directives, but about fostering a communicative environment, empowering employees, valuing customer feedback, and embracing innovation are key to staying relevant and competitive. Looking ahead, the insurance industry is poised for even more profound changes. Climate change, cyber risks, and the gig economy present new challenges and opportunities.
You did pretty good, ChatGPT, but there's a problem. There's some people from Tamil Nadu, some from Gujarat. Can you just sum it up in Tamil and Gujarati, if that's not too much?
Of course, let's make sure everyone feels included. In Tamil, Vanakkam, நாம் பிம்டெக்கில் உங்களை சந்திக்க வேண்டும் என்பதில் மகிழ்ச்சி. நமது காப்புறுதி துறை மிகப்பெரிய மாற்றங்களை சந்தித்துள்ளது. நமது சவால்கள், திறன்கள் மற்றும் வாய்ப்புகளை பற்றி நான் இங்கு பகிர்வதில் மகிழ்ச்சி. In Gujarati, નમસ્કાર. BIMTECમાં આપ સૌનો આવકારવા માટે આનંદની લાગણી છે. આપના વીમા ઉદ્યોગે મહત્વવાદ પરિવર્તનોનો સામનો કરીને આવી છે. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's good. I also have some people from France here, maybe French a bit.
Absolutely. Let's include them too. Bonjour à tous. Je suis ravi d'être ici à BIMTECH. L'industrie de l'assurance évolue rapidement et je suis heureux de partager mes réflexions sur nos défis, nos compétences et nos opportunités. How's that?
I'm grateful, ChatGPT. You do a great job as usual. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be of help. Knock 'em dead out there.
And no, I did nothing. Like any topic, any subject, any language, you tell me. It doesn't matter. Whatever, like you. I've never studied, let's say, let's say the latest space science, let's say. You ask me to give a talk on space science, I'll do it right now. Better than any professor from anywhere in the world, no? Pick up any topic that you feel is the most difficult topic to be spoken about. Let me know. They just gave me for insurance. They should give me for all practices. Then the question arises, why do we require professors? Then the question arises, why do we require institutes? No, because on any phone, the 3 version is free, 4 you pay for. Not very expensive, much less than your fees. Put it on, at your leisure, have a conversation. I was having a conversation with this person, no? I interrupted him. I told him, no, give the speech. So he gave the speech. I said, no, I'm just put it on at my leisure, any subject I want to learn. I do that. This sounds good to the one behind the first row. Now let me make it difficult for the one behind the first row. Why should I hire you if this is what you've learned? Why should I pay you crores of rupees to tell me this? It's dangerous to call me to events. I always tell people, don't call me. Because when you call me, you always would expect certain instigations, certain thought process, which will either propel you to the next level or will make you feel very bad. I'm fine with both because, you don't pay me. So, so let's understand this question now, the big one. Why should I hire someone who tells me this, who spends 2 years, 4 years, 6 years of your life learning all this? And you come to me and say, a lot of kids come to me and say, I want to do a strategy role. So I ask them, okay, you prepare, come back, make a presentation to me. Then I do that. Then I ask ChatGPT, can you give me a strategy? You want I can demonstrate right now? What do you think ChatGPT does in the next 20 seconds? Better, because they also do the research, no? What do the kids do? They go research really hard, work for the night, research, Google. They do all that stuff. They really put in a lot of labor, maybe 5 days, 6 days, and then they come back with the presentation they think is marvelous. And in 20 seconds, my ChatGPT does a better job. Then I ask him the question, why should I pay you? But empathy. He spoke so well. He was more empathetic than I was. I was rude. I interrupted him. He asked me for feedback. He asked me, no, okay, let's do something for you. Do you use ChatGPT? There are many, yeah? You use that? Okay, so it also has a dating help also, no, I think. Have you tried that? Then you're not using it well. So go to the left side, yeah? There's a called Risk GPT, yeah? Click that, it's all for youngsters who are not yet, no, steady, and the ones who are steady but looking out, yeah? And it asks you like, what's a flirty reply to this message? Write a first message that'll keep the conversation going on. So, you know, a successful profile picture. Yeah, so much empathy. It came a bit too late in my life, but yeah, but you can try it, no? If I start using that, they'll never invite me. They'll take back the professor practice right now. There's a useless guy. Whom did we give this? Like, they read out all those 12 designations of mine, no? All the articles in Harvard Business Review, Economic Forum, and all that stuff. They read all that. They say, okay, this guy is talking. Oh, let's take it back. Yeah. A lot of empathy it has. It's better than most people I know. No. Why should I pay you crores? You know salaries that we pay? Like this gentleman sitting in the front row here, they're part of my team. And the ones sitting at the end, they're the ones who made me fail in that part. So they are responsible for that. The time I didn't do well, they're my college mates. No, I'm so touched they could come here. So we pay a lot of money. No. All your dreams of what you want to possess, be the fanciest car, the biggest houses, the biggest vacation you can think of, we pay you that. Why would I pay you that? If this question you can't answer, it's going to be very difficult for all of you. The past shows such a glorious past for BIMTECH, not only BIMTECH, most colleges, be it any college, IIM, IRM, IITs. The future, in my view, with the current way you get a job and you move up, is very close, very, very close, more close than you think when we would not hire, not required. I can actually run a company with just 30 people now. I did an analysis to figure out why do I require. So to give an idea about Bajaj Allianz, I have 15 crore customers, organically built. I built this company from scratch, like 2001. 15 crore customers, one of the largest. To give you an idea about 15 crore customers means that in every third household, we have Bajaj Allianz policy. And organically built means that my people sold door to door. You know. The massive distribution network we have the largest bankation type in the world. 240 banks. Any bank you go to, most of them like would be my agent. Any dealership you go to, they would be, my agent. Any broker that you go to, they would be my broker. You go to direct, you go to web, you find us every nook and corner of the country, we are there. We build a massive franchise, and that's why we win all these awards and where we are now. So by the second we sell. So if you, I think the last I saw statistics was that we issued 20 lakh farmers policy in just about in about 5 minutes time or something on the go. So we do all this crazy stuff. We have been the innovators. What you see as the click upload, blockchain or AI ML, we were the first in the world to do that. 2013, we launched assessment of claims by clicking. Nobody in the world had thought about it also. So a lot of stuff we keep on doing. So with this massive workforce that we have, which we built, as an MD and CEO, I'm thinking that maybe I can, a couple of years' time, run this company with just 30, 40 people. Maybe I'm wrong, I do not know, I'm just thinking. What happens to you? you're excited. You see CEOs getting created by BIMTECH. You see, all these people. And then, why would I pay you? That's the question. Does it sound interesting? Doesn't sound interesting? Sound interesting, no? Okay, so let me tell you why will I pay you. And that is a skill set to work on it very hard, no? If one message you want to take away from today's conversation is work on this very hard. So when somebody comes to me, something suggested, I'll always ask ChatGPT to see what's happening in the world. What can ChatGPT tell me right now is what it doesn't know from what it searches all across in the databases, and some improvement on that. So mostly it is the past records that it studies. Basis that it tries to put something on. Speech also you heard, it's based on the past speeches across the globe, and I can actually make it refined. I didn't have time. It had given one of the best speeches that you ever heard. Based on data point, it have picked up and really presented a very, very good speech. So let me give you an example of what we would do which ChatGPT can't do. All of you are studying. Your parents are with you here, or they're somewhere else? Somewhere else, no? They'll still be young, but and you would be out there conquering the world, doing good for the country, making a difference. But your parents are staying somewhere alone. What would be your biggest worry for your parents? So if something goes wrong, you can't make it there. If they fall down, what happens? What would be going wrong? And how do you do so? So let's say if I tell you I have a product in which if something goes wrong with your parents, any kind of medical emergency, let's say they fall down, I'll get a call, or when they're sleeping also, and if their heart rate changes, I'll get a call. Not because they are calling me. I get a call in my call center. And I try and reach out to them, and if they don't pick up, I send an ambulance. I get them picked up, take to the best hospital, get them treated by the best doctor in town, even before you come to know of it. Will you buy this product? You will not. Now, ChatGPT can't give the solution. So technically, I'm just selling a health policy, but I'm not selling health policy. I'm trying to solve your worry. Now, around that, I'm trying to build an ecosystem, because India's biggest problem in times to come, which even the government is not really focusing hard today, is going to be the elderly population staying alone. In going to come, I said, in the past, this was not so, because India was joint family. You talk to your parents, they always would have their uncles, the town they stayed in, the places they grew up, the grandparents, all stayed together. So this was not a worry. It was more like a Western world problem. But now with the kids doing well, going across, conquering the world, they're all over the world, they are working everywhere. They're doing so good. Most Indians, when I used to go abroad 30 years back, I used to struggle to get some Indian food or meet some Indians. Today when I go, I tried in New York last when I went, I did not speak English at all. And I could get away by just speaking Hindi in the entire city. My driver was a Punjabi. The restaurant I went to was, he was a Gujarati. And the clients I met were all Indians, Even if you meet Satya or anybody, they're all Indians. Anywhere I go, so I said, let me not speak English and see, does it work? It worked, So Indians are all across the globe. Families have become nuclear. While we talk of demographic dividend, we also have an aging population, and that will become the biggest in the world in times to come. And we're not thinking about it. Neither as society, nor the industry, nor as a government. So I said, let's try and solve this. Let's start from insurance. Let's try and solve this worry. So we have this senior citizen policy. We have this services unit of Allianz, which is called Allianz Partners. They set up an ambulance network in 15 cities. They set up a 24/7 call center. I have an entrepreneur friend who created this fall detection watch, which Apple did. Now this is an old story. I'm just trying to tell you right now. I'll not tell you what I'm doing right now, obviously. I'll tell you what I've already done. And that watch we got. Then we also had this, you can keep it below the mattress. And when you sleep, it registers all your blood pressure and everything. That device does that. It's all hyperlinked to this stuff. When something goes wrong, it sends a call to the call center. And then we have this whole network. It's an insurance company doing it. Then somebody told me the bigger worry is not this, it's the loneliness. So I told my friend that why don't you create a social circle around it? And why don't we study how to increase longevity and happiness for people? So he's put up a team to set that up. The problem I tell my friend, simply because as an insurance industry, I'm not allowed to sell anything other than insurance by the Insurance Act 1938. So I said, let's change the act. Let's talk to the government. And then we lobbied for getting the act changed. So it's now one of the articles, if the parliament, the winter session sees that, you see the act change happening, it is because of this reason. We want to create ecosystem of solving worries for the society and for the nation and for the world. And who else can do that but the insurance industry? Because we are the ones who actually meet people when things go wrong. We are the ones who understand the pain, understand the problem statements. So the point to you is, when you see a problem, and that's why it comes from your director when she mentioned, when I failed in subjects, I had an option of blaming everyone. Or I had the option of understanding why it went wrong and what can I do to change it. And then go ahead and change it. So when you face a problem and don't know how to answer this, how do you react to the problem? Watch it very carefully. If the first thing which comes to mind is your parents, your teacher, your society, you're not being so rich, all that is the answer, change it. You're going to have a huge difficulty. Start owning what you have. Second, when you see a problem, how do you react to it? Do you just say it's the government's problem, it's the college problem, or no? Or do you start thinking, how do we solve it? Then do you have the courage to step forward and say, I will solve it? And then you work relentlessly in solving it. That, my friends, ChatGPT can never do. When you attend a lecture or a class, are you thinking, what will I use this for? How will it help me? If you're not doing all this, the era of mugging up subjects, scoring high on rote is over. Those qualifications, degrees, and points will have no relevance for the future. That will be available at the tip of a button. Your resilience, your passion, your enthusiasm, your empathy, the point that you mentioned, how you put that together, you being a good human being, is what's going to do and make a huge difference. So when you come to a college and you meet professors, don't try to restrict yourself to just courses and your Facebook when you go back. Your social skills is what you build, in colleges. Challenge your professors. They have seen a lot. They've been through a lot. Ask them difficult questions. They may or may not be able to answer them, but they'll think and they'll come back, and they'll put together. And you have some of the finest faculty. I know quite a few of them for many years. Would love to be, challenged. Use it well. Use this opportunity not to just score some marks, but to improve as a human being and think of society and make a difference and make the country proud. Solve a lot of problems. And you see, a lot of people ask me these questions. I asked earlier that how can one individual solve problems? And today they don't ask me this question. One individual can make a huge difference if you believe in that and you stepwise start moving in that direction. So this was my message to you for today. I'll take some questions because anything that comes to mind. And the ones who ask me the most difficult question, which I can't answer, gets a prize from me. And the prize can vary up to a trip to Switzerland, and the least can be a movie ticket. So go ahead. And don't worry, I'm perfectly fine with any question. Yes, go ahead.
So, good afternoon, sir. My name is Hardik, and I'm from PGDM IPM course. So, lately we have been reading a lot of articles about insurance to all by 2047. So, every organization's ultimate goal is to insurance to all by 2047. So, what are the key roles or steps taken by Bajaj towards this?
Okay. Sit. So in number of customers, I told you we have the highest number of customers in the country. Last year we sold 3.5 crore policy. So nobody came close to it also. No? So don't worry, we'll get there. But the question that you should ask is why insurance for all? Why this slogan insurance for all? What difference does it make whether somebody is insured or not? Insured. Why the hell are these guys saying insurance for all? No. What is behind this? Why do you think so? Do you have any idea why insurance for all? So then why should we push it? You insure yourself. Okay, let me answer this question. Do you know 10 crore Indians go below poverty line because they don't have adequate means to pay for health issues? You may not believe that. Let me give you an example. So let's say somebody in the family falls ill in a village. So, and it's going to cost money. Let's say it's a heart ailment or a cancer. And so they save, whatever saving they have, they try and get that and come to a city for treatment. And then let's say they get admitted to a good hospital for trying to save that person. And they start pumping in money. You know how much a cancer costs if it goes wrong? Yeah. Then they sell the house. Then they sell everything. And he's the breadwinner or she's the breadwinner. And then that person, cannot make it. The whole family goes below poverty line. So if every Indian does not have a health cover, you actually have 10 crore people going below poverty line. So I wrote a letter to Mr. Modi, and I'm also the chair for CIA for insurance pension. So using my chair as CIA, I wrote to the government. First I was saying that we should have health for all. Earlier I started. The response was not so good. Then I wrote that, do you know that 1.2, there's a leaking bucket is a paper I wrote to the government. I said, we are growing at 6 to 7% as a country. And we feel very happy about it. The fastest growing economy of the world but that we are growing after we are losing 4 to 5%. And I call the leaking bucket theory. So we lose 1.2% of the GDP when 10 crore people go below poverty line. So if we have health for all, India's growth will actually move up by 1.2% GDP. And then Rajasthan government, J&K government, they were the first in J&K government, we actually insured all. Ijaz is here, health for all. Now Maharashtra government has already announced. And you saw the election manifesto. It said that, no, we'll provide, every party had health cover being talked about. BJP mentioned our coverage was 70, and now the government has already done that, health for all over 70. See how one person makes a difference. So the moment you cover everybody, your country grows at 1.2% more to GDP. You save 10 crore people from going below poverty line. No? Okay, now let's say when Sikkim floods happened, how much was the economic loss and what was the insured loss and how much did the government pay after the Sikkim flood? Any idea? No. So the economic loss, let us say, is 100. The insured loss is about 6, and the government pays about 3 or 4, which means that 90 rupees is lost. Who loses the 90 rupees? Any idea? It's okay, we spoke about individual. Let's talk about the industries. The SME and MSMEs, 90% of them are not insured. More than that. So here's this guy who wants to become the next Ambani, who wants to become the next Adani. He sets up a factory, an SME and MSME. He becomes an entrepreneur. He puts in all his wealth, takes loan from the bank, and then one day, a catastrophe happens. And the factory gets wiped out, and he doesn't have insurance. So what happens to this person and his family? The budding Ambanis, Adanis, the entrepreneur of this country. He or she is destroyed. And they actually go because they're now under debt, insolvent. The entire dreams are shattered. The kids who could have studied in some of the best colleges like you are studying or gone abroad, now they have to be on the street. How much does a catastrophe which is happening in the country cost to the country in terms of GDP growth? It's about 2%. So if you insure everybody, your country becomes, the growth rate comes at about 11% or so. And you save crores of people from becoming poor. And you become an economic powerhouse. The government focuses on increasing the economy by infrastructure spends. But nobody's focusing on the leaking bucket. And that was the paper I presented to the government for using my roles. And now my conversation is on that if you focus on the leaking bucket, your growth actually hits over 10%. And if it hits over 10% for over a decade or so, you actually can take on the second largest economy, in the world also, going to the future. That, my friend, is the reason for insurance fraud. See? ChatGPT can only tell you that we do insurance fraud. If you don't question yourself, why? And you're not able to answer this the way I did, and feel for it the way I did, you will not be making crores in your life, I promise you. Focus on that. Now you get it, why insurance fraud? Yeah. So we are on the forefront of that. As the chairman of the industry, I'm also chair of the industry body. We are very, very obsessed about it, and we'll get there because it's going to make a difference to my country. As a professional, I'm not a soldier, I'm not a doctor, but I still make a huge difference to my country. This is why. But you still get a movie ticket. You have a girlfriend? Oh, so sorry for you. Use that ChatGPT I told you. I'll have somebody taking out names. You see this gentleman here? He is my head of marketing, one of the youngest. He's at 40, under 40. He won the award for the best marketer of the country, Vikram. So, again, he worked with me very closely for many years, over a decade now. So he'll take your name, you get a movie ticket, yeah. But I'm sorry for you, work a bit more, yeah. He can give you tips also, I guess. Yeah. One more question, anybody?
Somebody raised hand there.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
But still, we are getting many complaints related to claims and services. So what are your views on it? Especially in the medical sector, we are getting many complaints regarding the claims because of the AI. So what are your views on it?
Wow. You should be the one powering ChatGPT to ask questions now. You asked me 3-4 questions in one question. No. All, some related, mostly unrelated. So, first is your digital transformation. Nobody goes into digital transformation. It's a continuous process. Understand this. In your life, and I tell this to my tech friends, the ones running big IT companies, I say, you guys make money by fooling a lot of people. So they felt bad. They said, why do you say we make money fooling a lot of people? I said, let's look at balance sheets. Who do you think makes the maximum money? Have you seen the profit margin of the tech companies? Try and study that, They make huge amounts of money, real on their balance sheet, on the profit side and all. So they make tons of money. And I say, in my view, how they do that is, let's say they come out with some fancy word, let's say blockchain or something. Then it becomes so fancy that when the consultant starts speaking about it, and the poor CEO has no clue what does it mean, but the board member is speaking about it, they also have no clue what it means, and he's under so much pressure that he has to demonstrate something that he's doing on blockchain so that people feel that he knows what he's talking about or she's talking about. And they start investing in blockchain without really knowing what to solve. Who makes the money? The tech guys, So broadly, my first philosophy in life is never do anything till you understand what you're doing. Study it well. Play with it. Let's say AI. I play with AI more than any one of you do. I'm understanding it. I'm understanding the power of AI, what it does. I'm not listening to consultants. I'm not listening to somebody, board member telling me it has to be done. I'm figuring out what exactly is this tool, at what power is it growing, and what disruption will it bring, what problems will it solve for me, and then I'll innovate, which nobody else in the market will do. But if I listen to, let's say, a consultant or a tech expert and implement that, do you think he or she will only tell me? They'll go and sell to every company, no?
Yes.
So will any one of us have an advantage over anybody else? No.
No, sir.
That is the bare minimum that my team does. my perspective, I don't get into the clutter of figuring out this sounds fancy. I play with them. I'm like a child. I continuously play with technology to figure out what do I use it for, And then that is the one that I would invest in. So it is never something that you step into. Evolution is a continuous process. You're always relishing it, playing with it, figuring things out, and using the right tools to solve issues to take it forward. Remember that. So in your life, if somebody overawes you with technology term, tell them I don't know it. Go and study and play with it, and start thinking what to do with it. That is how you should be doing it. On the grievance and the insurance reputation of not paying claims, actually funny. Data is actually different. In the financial world and in the e-commerce world, if you pick up, and these are publicly displayed numbers, it is not something which I tell you, the number of grievances of different industries, and you plot them, you'll be amazed to see the insurance industry, especially general insurance industry from where I come from, has the least grievance to the customer. Least. Even e-commerce actually has more. The lending or banking friend actually have more grievance than insurance has. But unfortunately, it has a bad name. Now that is a different reason. I'll tell you why it has a bad name. And on the health part, when you see, if you have a policy which is over 3 years old, by regulations, is a very powerful policy. All your claims get paid, and nobody can say no to your renewal. And you can't be priced individually. So let's say even if you have a claim, you can't have a pricing individual that your price goes up and other. It is a cohort pricing, which means nowhere else does it happen. Nor can the company say no to your renewal. So let's say you're paying 5,000 rupees premium and your claim is 5 lakh rupees every year, and we know it's a consecutive year, still the company has to insure you. It can't walk out of it. Nor can it overprice you. And after 3 years, even your pre-existing gets covered. Unbelievable, no? Where's the question of grievance? And even if you don't submit documents, is the industry's and the TP responsibility to collect documents on your behalf to pay your claim? Unbelievable, yeah? Where is the issue of grievance? Grievance happens when you're already ill, somebody tells you, policy le lete hain, it will pay. And then the 3rd month, you have a surgery for an illness which was already before you took the policy. The insurance company, will they pay that claim? No. Then the grievance happens. Bole paise nahi dete. The ones which get paid, don't talk about it. No. When COVID happened, the industry paid 40,000 crore of claims. That year, the year before that, the profit of the industry was just 5,000 crores. It paid 8 times the profit industry as claims. Across the world, if you study, people did not pay COVID claims, saying it's not covered. The industry did not even go to the government asking for a single rupee of subsidy. No. On data points, is contrarian to the perception. Now, why this perception? It actually comes in from a very funny situation. And you should understand why this, if the industry is doing so good, why do people talk about it? It comes from a very funny perception. The perception is, what is the industry's business? It takes money from many to pay to a few. That is the business. So it's a custodian of public money. It has to pay to the ones basis the contract, which is the policy. So what is the responsibility of the industry? That it should not pay fraudsters. Because custodian public money is not their own money, no. It's money of everybody else. If it starts paying to fraudsters, then is your money being paid to the wrong guy? That's the industry's responsibility?
Yes.
They should do that?
Yes.
So what does the industry do? The moment a claim comes, it sees you as a fraudster. It eliminates fraud before it pays. Looks good, but from a customer perspective, it is the shittiest experience you can have. You lodge a claim, let's say, and you say, I had a car accident at 2 in the night. So they'll ask you, where are you driving from? And you're thinking, my car has an accident, pay me the money. Then they'll start checking whether pubs around the place you're driving. Is it drunken driving? No. Then they start thinking, and they're asking all this question, and you feel they don't want to pay. In reality, all they're trying to do is assess there's not a fraud and you're not broken the law and pay you. No? This friction is what gives the industry a bad name. Then the question to you, ma'am, is if you want the industry to have a brilliant name, how do you solve this friction? That ChatGPT will not tell.
Yes, sir, sure. First of all, making.
She said, I better close now, yes. But thank you, I think two of you. You both get 4 movie tickets each. Vikram Bhyana pays for it. I pay for nothing, no? So please give your name to him. And I think we're running short of time. I can do this for on and on. This is I live and breathe insurance, is my passion. And the only message I wanted to do and demonstrate to you was, have this thinking mind. And see, behind one question, you have so many answers and problems to be solved.
Yes.
No? And data points. If you get to that stage, I promise you, your salary will touch crores in just a couple of years' time. If you don't get to that point, you will not get a job. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Students, you can connect with sir later, personally, now that he'd be mentoring you also. For any questions, you can connect later. So, sir, just taking a leaf out of your book. Hey, ChatGPT. I'd like to tell Mr. Tapan Singhel that his address was truly inspirational. Can you help me with it? No, just kidding. Sir, it's always a pleasure to listen to you. And it's a God-sent opportunity for our students to be able to learn from you. And this is an incredible honor. We thank you from our heart. And just to show you our gratitude, I'd like to call upon Dr. A.V. Shukla, Registrar BIMTECH, to propose the vote of thanks. Sir.
So I'm sure all of you noticed that our colleague Professor Meera said thank you so much, and also then invited me to propose a formal vote of thanks. So while I...
This was for the address, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I don't even now get to thank him for the address. But while I stand here to propose the formal vote of thanks, I'm fully aware that I stand between hungry people and lunch. So my job is fairly well cut out for me. I have to be quick, very brief, and yet thank you from the bottom of my heart. So here I go. Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your time and efforts, for being here with us. While your address we could have got from ChatGPT, but your company we could not have got through ChatGPT. Thank you so much for that, sir. And that's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Shukla, sir. And once again, thank you, sir, for your presence here. We are truly honored. And I'd like to request all our guests and faculty to please proceed for lunch. Thank you so much.